on the way.
Firstly, thanks for coming. Big week. It's been an enjoyable week. We've enjoyed the preparation for the game against Wales. Traditionally, this is one of the biggest games in the Six Nations tournament. We've had a terrific preparation. We're looking forward to go down the M4 and take on Wales. We picked our strongest 23 for this game. It's a nice blend of experience and youth. We feel like we've got the balance right. We've had a rigorous week's preparation, physically and mentally, and we think we're right to play against Wales on the weekend.
Eddie, what's your thinking behind starting Jack Clifford over Tom Wood in the back row?
We think he's ready to play, ready to start. Yeah, he's had a long apprenticeship with us. He started back in the Six Nations last year. He'll just give us a little bit more pace in the back row. And it's a good opportunity for him.
Is Tom Wood fully fit?
Tom Wood's fully fit, trained fully today, yep.
And in terms of the back row, what gives you the confidence that a lack of experience won't be an issue?
Well, they're the best back row we have to pick for this week. So Nathan Hughes has been playing well for us. He played the last two games against Australia and France and did well. Tajay's young guy learning the ropes, and Clifford's a young guy learning the ropes. And what a great way to learn it, Principality Stadium. Good ropes there.
In terms of Jack Nolan for Johnny May, what's the thinking there?
Just a bit more work rate. Wales traditionally like to play ball in play. They like to have high ball in play. Jack Noel's great attribute is to be able to carry through contact. They're not a side you get around because of the way they defend. So you've got to go through them. So I feel that his running skills this week will suit us better than Johnny. But again, with Johnny and Tom Wood, they've got key roles for us to play as finishers. So they'll have a role to play in our game.
Have you made a decision yet on whether you'll want the roof open or closed?
I have a list of priorities at the start of the week. And when it's time to make the decision, I'll prioritise that decision.
When is there a cut-off time to make a decision?
Ask the logistics person.
Do you think it matters either way?
Well, it will when I have to make the decision. It will matter. Of course it'll matter when I make the decision.
Do you think it increases the atmosphere if it's closed though?
Well, it's not my decision to make on whether it increases the atmosphere or not. I'm not an entertainer. I'm a coach. So I'll make the decision when it's appropriate.
Eddie, what do you think you've done differently this week in terms of, because obviously you mentioned in the wake of the France game that preparation hadn't been.
We all make mistakes, mate. We're all human. I make mistakes every day. I get out of bed, I make mistakes. Sometimes I go the wrong way. We just got a few things wrong. I don't think my coaching of the team was great. I think, we set out at the start of the Six Nations. We're building towards the World Cup. We want to win the Six Nations, but we're building towards the World Cup. So we've got a number of strategies and different methodologies in place that are longer term, and some of those short term become a little bit of a distraction. So this week we've probably just pared back a little bit and focused more on the things that are going to count for the Test match preparation.
Considering the fact that it's in Cardiff and considering the fact that you've had to make certain changes in positions, would you consider yourself to be underdogs going into this game?
Well, I don't bet, mate, so I don't know. I used to bet.
Did you?
I was a good punter at one stage. But like all good punters, you end up with no money. So I don't bet, so I don't worry about underdogs or favourites.
Would you encourage your players to embrace the passion and the atmosphere or to try and ignore it in Cardiff?
Well, that's an individual aspect. I don't think it's a team aspect. Some players will be excited by it, some players will be daunted by it. The players who are daunted by it, they've got to find a way to overcome it. And our preparations this week's been set up for players individually to get ready to play.
Dylan, what did you make of Wales in Rome?
They got the job done, didn't they? Finished strongly, much like ourselves.
the only two changes they've made in that Rome team are the props. Does that give you a different focus because they've got two different props going to be stepping out against you on Saturday?
No, it doesn't change our focus. We approach this game set piece wise, respecting the challenge. We've got things we need to work on from the France game. Overall, I think we were generally pretty happy with how the scrum functioned against France, but there were still a couple of key moments that we're not happy with. So, look, they can change who they want. It doesn't matter to us.
You personally, obviously coming back last weekend at Twickenham, what have you been working on personally in order to make sure you're in the best possible shape for the weekend?
For this weekend?
Yeah.
New body, mate. He's got a new body. Look at him. Fantastic.
Again, I finished. I've got my extras. I've got my top ups. I do every day. Every player's got a plan on where we want to go and where we want to get better as a player. My plan's got a number of things, and today it was tackle technique, low focus, followed with a bit of throwing extras. So nothing different to what I did last week.
Do you have a preference as a player as to whether the roof's open or closed?
I think it's something when he gets down his list of those priorities, I think we'll have a chat about that.
Are we short of stories this week, guys? Are we? Do you want me to create a story for you? If that's the main story, we're struggling, eh? We're struggling. Are we struggling that much?
Eddie, where are you expecting the Welsh Challenge to come from?
Well, having been a young Australian boy growing up and watching the great Welsh sides play, I can still remember the guys like Phil Bennett, Gareth Edwards, JPR Williams, JJ Williams. They played, wonderful, adventurous backs attack. I think now Howley's, probably more embedded as the head coach. They speak about wanting to pass the ball more. They speak about wanting to regenerate that Welsh style of play that gets the fans so excited. And I think, Wales will still have that Gatlin hardness about them in the forwards. They'll carry it hard in the forwards, but they'll be looking to release their backs and play with a bit of width. And, as I said, Howley likes to pass the ball, so we anticipate they're going to pass the ball more.
Obviously, you can't control anything that happened before you came on board, but a lot of the players in this team did play in 2013. Have you sort of spoken to them at all about what happened, or do you have any concerns that game still hangs on there a little bit?
Well, there's always shadows in the corners. They're always there, and they can always come out. So we've spoken about those shadows this week, and I think the team's moved on. I think the team goes through maturity cycles, and to have one of those experiences is a life-changing experience, and you never want to go back there. I was just speaking to Ian Ritchie before he came and watched training today, and he was there in 2013. And you don't like that feeling, and therefore you learn to control your emotions to not allow yourself to get involved in that again. And I think those players have learned a lot from it.
And your team's found a way to win in a lot of games. How confident are you then that such a similar scenario can crop up again?
Well, we're prepared to win. We're prepared for any shenanigans that might go on, and we're looking forward to it. I think we're bloody excited about playing there, to be honest. I think it's a great opportunity. We were disappointed how we played against France last week. And it's a great opportunity to play in one of the great stadiums of the world.
What are the shenanigans you're prepared for?
Well, I don't know, but they're a cunning lot, the Welsh, aren't they? They always have been. And they got goats, they got daffodils, they got everything. So who knows?
Eddie, you had Gareth Southgate down in training this week. What information were you guys sharing? Was there stuff that he brought to you that you found could be applied to the England rugby side?
Look, we had a good chat, and I think, whenever you've got world-class coaches in your environment, it's always an exchange of ideas, it's an exchange of things that he's potentially seeing as a problem for his team that may have been a problem for our team. it's great for the players to be able to talk to different coaches. So we really enjoyed his presence. He's probably got the biggest job in the world. So he's excited about it. So I hope the excitement continues.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant.